Welcome to the last session in our current series, Who Do You Say I Am? Today we're going to explore Jesus as the Good Shepherd, mentioned in John chapter 10. Let's start there with the words of Jesus. I am the Good Shepherd. The Good Shepherd gives his life for the sheep. But a hireling, he who is not the shepherd, one who does not own the sheep, sees the wolf coming and leaves the sheep and flees. And the wolf catches the sheep and scatters them. The hireling flees because he is a hireling and does not care about the sheep. I am the Good Shepherd. I know my sheep and am known by my own. As the Father knows me, even so I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. And other sheep I have which are not of this fold. Them also I must bring, and they will hear my voice, and there will be one flock and one shepherd. John chapter 10, verses 11 to 16. What does it mean that Jesus is the Good Shepherd? There are a few relevant points in the verses we just read. First, he gives his life for the sheep. This is an act of love, because Jesus does so willingly. It is a foretelling of his sacrificial death on the cross. A hireling flees when there is danger or risk, but the shepherd is willing to take risks, even to the point of death, for those in his care. Second, he knows his sheep. He is attentive and compassionate to all, and he is known by his sheep. Jesus is accessible to those that follow him. This is not just passing knowledge, but a deep and abiding relationship, as Jesus compares our relationship with him to his relationship with his Father. Finally, there will be one flock and one shepherd. Jesus died for all. He calls to each one. They will hear my voice, and gathers everyone to himself. Them also I must bring. We can also look to Psalm 23 to see what kind of shepherd Jesus is. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This passage is well known, but sometimes misunderstood. I shall not want. Perhaps we have thought this means that Jesus gives us everything we need or want. We believe this is not what the psalmist is saying. Maybe the addition of one word could give some clarity. Because the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Rather than speaking of gratification, it speaks of contentment, trust, and being satisfied in what the Lord provides. Moreover, not wanting more than what he gives. His sheep are well placed, in green pastures and beside still waters. We can be satisfied in what our shepherd provides and live gratefully in his provision. The sheep are well led. He leads me beside still waters and in the paths of righteousness. However, in order to come to these good things, the sheep must follow. They must look to the shepherd and allow him to lead their ways through his word and guidance. Further, we can understand that being led in paths of righteousness means that what the Lord decides is right and good for us. It is the right path. The shepherd's presence gives strength and encouragement. Even when walking through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. The rod and staff refer to the shepherd's crook, under which the sheep passed to be counted, or by which anything harmful was driven away. You prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. Our shepherd provides, even in the midst of our enemies. Who are our enemies? Perhaps in the last few months we have battled many. The virus, uncertainty, grief, unemployment, loneliness. Yet Christ abundantly provides. As the psalmist expresses, "My cup runs over." How does he provide? When we see the Lord as our shepherd, we view our lives with a different perspective. The last verse of the psalm gives us an illustration of what this prayer has done for its writer. It has given him hope, comfort, joy, and courage. "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life." After moments spent reflecting on and in conversation with his good shepherd, he is strengthened and resolves to ever remain with him. What does this mean for us? First, we can rest in the knowledge that nothing can separate us from the love and care of Jesus Christ, our shepherd. Second, like the psalmist, we can spend time getting to know the Good Shepherd better through Scripture, through prayer, through the preached word, through quiet reflection, and through our fellowship with each other. Clearly, we cannot be shepherds as Jesus is, but we can learn from and imitate his character as the Good Shepherd. We can make ourselves attentive and accessible to those around us. We should not act like the fleeing hired hand, but instead accept the responsibility we have to those around us, to care for, protect, lift up, and give ourselves for them. When we think on and learn from our Good Shepherd, we will live in humility, gratitude, open-heartedness, other-mindedness, and with unsparing generosity. We hope that these last 2 months have opened up new understandings of Jesus Christ that will change and strengthen you in the year before us.